Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are doing well this beautiful evening, day, morning, whenever you watch this video. Happy super blue moon that is occurring right now. Actually, this is the day after, but man, you can still feel the effects of that. So I wanted to come on here. I got back from my trip on the last week, and it was so incredibly powerful. We officially opened up the Stargate on Maui, and for the Supreme God and Goddess for the Venusian Light Body Council. So that has been opened and expanded and is in working order. And tonight there is another gateway that is apparently trying to open up here where I am, and probably all over the world. They showed me that there would be like these golden cities of light, whatever you would want to call it, that would be opening and expanding. So we definitely have done the work here on the earth for you and I on the actual ground, for us to be conscious and aware and have elevated our frequency and energies on this planet enough so that we could house these energies. The majority, I don't know the majority of people, but I know there's enough light workers, there's enough beings that are awake right now to where we can and are able to open them and to be able to house these energies within us. So the Venusian Light Body Council, I've called them in tonight. The Supreme God and Goddess are here tonight, and they are very beautiful. And I do want to just talk about my experience with that as well. So whenever I do grid work, I go all around. I step foot onto whatever land they call me to do or go, and usually I can get the itinerary of what I need to do a few days or a week or some time before. But this time, when I was planning this experience, and I didn't get an itinerary until day of, and that was each and every day that I woke up. It was like, okay, you're going here, okay, you're going here. And basically, and I know why, because there was a lot of forces that were following way behind. But King Arthur was walking me up one of the trails, one of the biggest trails. King Arthur walked with me all the way up, right beside me in his very powerful energy. And at one point, when I looked back behind me, there was this very old witch, very short, very just old, and she's trying to hide off in the bushes and try to hide off. And it's like, we can see through all, these old energies, these very old energies. They know that things are shifting. They know things are dying away. And I keep getting, I don't want to say visited, but I keep hearing these, energies all around out there. They know they're dying. They know that the energy is shifting. They know that they have to shift. And for many people, they're giving it, that one last go, that one last shot of, okay, let me see if I can stop you this one last time, and it's like, what is written in the stars? What is written as far as your destiny goes? What is written by the Almighty God, Source, Creator, is already done. In essence, this is already done. This moment right here is already done. I'm just living. I'm just experiencing it right here in this moment. But everything, the alignments of the planets, everything is laid out for us on our path right now. Not to say that I can't say, no, I'm not going here, but I pretty much can't say, no, I'm not going here, because something so deep in my heart and my soul will not let me say no. I don't know if that makes sense, but if any of you channel or receive information or receive, if your heart's open and expanded and you are following your path, that calling is so deep in you and within you that you will literally fly into wherever they ask, whatever they ask you to do. And so that's where I've been over the last year. Many of you have maybe seen some of my travels, maybe not. I have videos and things that I haven't been able to post just because we've had to stay pretty heavily protected over this last year. And now I do believe and know that we've come to a point where many of us, star seeds, grid workers, light workers, vessels for God are now able to step forward and be able to share our medicine and be able to share our energy and be able to share our stories. I can't tell you how much I love talking about all of the experiences and all of the things. And when I get the chance to do so, I could probably sit here for just like 500 hours and just like talk to you about all of these beautiful experiences. And I'm a Sagittarius. I want to share and share my stories with you and the experiences, because they're so freaking powerful. And the fact that I've had to stay silent over this last year and not share and not, give you what I'm getting right on cue, it has been so hard. But I know that we can't sometimes, especially when, there's forces. It's just been weird. So tonight, I wanted to share with you. So on one of the trails, the King's Highway, on Maui, it was so powerful, because I put key codes in and worked on the grids there. And as I left there, everything was just blazing my whole mind. I just immediately started to just rise up throughout the whole week. I wasn't even me. Whenever I go on these trips, I just basically am a channeled vessel for God, and that's how I walk. That's how I move on the lands, as my higher self. So. And that's why it takes me a minute to integrate whenever I get back home, because then I'm like dropped down back, in the city and this and that. And so it takes me a minute to kind of let everything align back up as this more evolved being. So whenever we put the key codes in that day, on the 9th, the coolest thing was whenever I got home that night, and it was about 9:30 p.m. that night, and I was sleeping. I wasn't sleeping, I was lying there. And the next thing I know, I see the King's Highway, and I see myself bilocating there. And as I'm bilocating there, we put in the last key code that needs to go in order to open everything up. So all the key codes get put in, and then I hold off on the last key code until a specific moment in time, so we can open them up at that specific time and place. They don't miss a beat. The second is to the T. And so anyways, I ended up opening up and bilocating there, and I found myself on the shoreline. And next thing I know, the keys are going in, that last key is going in, and I just see this beautiful gateway, stargate, just open up, and it looks so galactic and so beautiful, and you can just see it. It looked like a square to me this time. And as it opened up, I start to see the God, Supreme God and Goddess, start to walk through, and the Venusian Light Body Council started to see me, started to connect in with me around the 1st of August, and we brought in the golden rose and codes and all of this stuff. But when they walked through those gateways, I was just in awe at the beauty and the brilliance and the essence of both of them. The divine masculine, the divine feminine in there. He just was like dressed to the hills, like with his outfit. They're here tonight, so they're probably looking at me like, when are you gonna be quiet? But they were just gorgeous. The outfits, the white, the gold, it was just so powerful. And as they walked through, I began to look down the highway, the King's Highway. It's an old lava gravel road, and I'll share some videos of that as well. But as I looked down, I saw nothing but military. It's like warriors, these ancient warriors lined the whole way through the King's Highway on their knees with their round shields. And when you see something like that, you're just like, whoa, this is so powerful. And you're just in awe. And I was just kind of there as me, as this person, just kind of like, and they were tall, big. Like, I felt like an ant. I felt like a little mouse, or something. But I just felt like, and I just kind of stood there and watched, as though I wasn't even there. It was very bizarre. So as they came through and walked through, it was a sight to behold for sure. And then over the next few days, it was just so many activations in regards to the divine feminine being complete. And I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other videos. I was actually watching one the other day, and I'll have to pull it back up, but it was talking about the apple. And then, like, all throughout some of these videos, I'm catching myself talking about the apple, and I don't know what this apple means, you know. And even in the divine union, holy union with Zeus that I just did, I was talking about the bite out of the apple, and I can't remember everything that I said, but it just triggered me, because I woke up on the 13th of August that morning, and I went into this very deep, like 3 or 4 hours, I don't even know, it was a long time that morning, where it was just like I was in and out and doing a lot of work in the astral and stuff like that. And when we finished up, I just saw the apple, the whole apple, no bite in it, the whole apple, and it just said, divine feminine has been restored. And I just thought, duh, of course it has. And so the other day, it tripped me up too in regards to the apple, because if you look at these computers, you look at the phones, they have the bite in it. What was the fall of humanity? When Eve bit the apple, right? And so it just made me think about technology and the apple being bit, and it's like, this is the fall of humanity. And I mean, I shouldn't say it like that, because I think we're all intelligent enough to not let technology become the fall of humanity. Though I could see how it could get out of whack had we not all woken up, the ones who have woken up. I can see how we would have been just like, you know, enslaved by technology. You can tell how easy it is to get addicted to this whole thing. But that came in the other night, and I was like, oh, duh. And maybe many of you already know that, but for me, I was like, the apple, the divine feminine, duh. Like, and so that's all been restored. And so it was very cool. So, so that experience on the shoreline was very, very cool. And as they came through, the island, to me, I went to the island. I started working with these stargates in November of 2021 in Maui. This was my very first trip, actually. And so I've just done a huge circle all the way around the world, starting at Maui 21, and then started to travel all the way around as they led me to go throughout whatever pyramids or wherever I needed to go to connect and collect codes and collect divine masculine, divine feminine codes, god and goddess codes, holy divine union codes, working with the all kinds of shamanic codes. I mean, I can't even tell you how much has transpired in the information and the codes and just all of this stuff that has come up. I mean, I'd probably sit here for $500, like I said. But in regards to the to Maui, this time, you know, this was a year anniversary of the fires of Lahaina burning last year. I don't know if many of you know that, but a huge part of Lahaina burned, and this is a very, very, very beautiful sacred place. And it actually started to burn on August 8th last year on Lionsgate, when I was at the pyramids in Egypt, in Cairo. And my partner, one of my business partners that's out there, I heard about it and messaged her, and I was just like, what the, you know, because this is one of the most sacred places, most beautiful places. But as I got there this time, I felt the heaviness, and I felt the heaviness on Maui. It just felt heavy. The people looked like almost like zombies. Like, I don't know, it was really bizarre. It was like the people looked like one guy was literally talking to a garlic. Like, he literally had a garlic in his hand and was just like literally talking to it. He was a homeless guy. And people were just acting super weird. I was like, what in the God's name is happening here? Like, this is not the Maui that I know. And so as we moved down we did the work on the Kihi Wailea side. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. My apologies. But as we did the work for the first few days on that one side of the island, then they started to have me move and go work on these other trails in Lahaina. And I have to tell you, I saw things I did not want to see, etherically, physically, spiritually, that I did not want to see. Heaviness cast and was just sitting on me as we cleared these energies through Lahaina. And a sadness, a very deep, angered sadness of the people that live there now, of the people that suffered through all of that, the children. And I will not go into that on here on YouTube, because you can only imagine the things that have been done throughout our world, and you can only imagine, if you think about it hard enough, what was taken and stolen there. And these native people, not just in Hawaii, in Mexico, in Egypt, in all of these very sacred places and lands, the people are extraordinary. Like, their brains, their minds, if you live near a pyramid and you grow up near a pyramid, you are probably full on activated. And you probably would never, that's their normal, is to be that genius mind. And because of the way that we're not encouraged to be of our genius, powerful mind. And so these people in these areas just live there. And that's why every time I go and travel to these places, I want to talk to the locals. I don't speak Spanish, but I speak Spanish. You feel me? Like, I speak a little bit of something, but I hear them, and I can feel their minds, and I can know that in Egypt they do speak some English. Genius minds. And so you can only imagine the energies of, I was about to say Lemuria when I was going to say Hawaii. So that tells you something in regards to the work that we've been doing. But, whatever happened there, and the things that I had to see were horrific. And we had to really work on those grids and work in that time and in that place. And I had to do it for 2 days. I had to go out there for 2 days. And I have to tell you, you think you're in the most beautiful place in the world, you should be happy and floating and blah, blah, blah. I was angry. I felt that anger from the people of the land. I felt the anger from the pain that has been, that had transpired there during that time. I could feel the anger after, for what these people had to go through. And you can just feel the anger of, I'm getting the word ard, and I know that's not helping, but I'm getting the word like screwed, so many of these people and these tribes, these people, like, of the land, of the true land, of the heart of the land, man, they are just like, I don't have one set place. I call the whole world, the whole earth, is me. I am the earth. I am the sun. I am the moon. I am you. You are me. And so I treat everything with that kind of love and respect. Unless I've been hurt by you, then I completely disassociate and not dissociate, but I disconnect. Not out of hate or anger or rage or anything like that, but out of respect for the person. I don't want to bring my negative energy into their life or anything like that. So I remove myself from people where I am hurt. I don't want to affect people. I know the power that we each have, and if I hold anger and hate towards somebody, I'm hurting them. And I know my energy, and I know what it can do. I know it can love big, and I know that the anger inside can hurt too. So I do my best to treat the earth, every place that I go, as though it's my home, because this is my home. I've already found that to be true of this last year, that no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what clothes I have on my back, what shoes I'm wearing, or what earrings, none of this shit matters. What is in here, my body, this is where I'm housing me in this lifetime. And I'm sure I've done this in many other lifetimes, and I'm sure many of you have too. That's why, it's like, does this really feel like your home? Like, these are my things, I bought all this crap, but like, am I attached to it? Am I attached to anything here in this home that, like, I couldn't just get up and leave right now and just be cool? Because I've learned the art of detachment a long, long time ago, where none of this stuff has any kind of impact on me. If it's here, if it's not here, I'm okay. And so the people of the land, like the Hawaiians and the Egyptians, that is their home. I think a lot of Americans are uprooted. This is not, we don't have that culture here, especially white people. Sorry to say that, Caucasian, whatever you want to call us. Like, we don't have that kind of culture, and you can feel uprooted. But man, when you go to Egypt, you feel community. That is their home. I've talked to people there where the people, like, I met this one man, incredibly smart, he's incredibly intelligent. I think he was like a professor or something, and like has all of the degrees and everything, and like he has this little shop that's right there at the Luxor Temple. If you ever go, please stop by and say hello. Incredible. And I walked into his shop, and he's the only one right there, and he said, sit down, and put this smoke all around me, and he just let me sit there, like, in peace. Nobody else was around. And I just started talking to him after it, and he had the choice to go to Europe and make a ton of money and live a life being a professor. And he was like, I never want to leave. He's like, I never ever want to leave here. This is my home. This is where I belong. And they're guardians. You can tell that all of these people that are so connected to this one place and this one space in the world, that is their home. They are there to protect and serve their land. And they do it wholeheartedly. And they do it with pride, knowing this is my home. I may not have all of the money that I could have, but I don't want all of that. I don't want to go and chase after that. I feel good here. These are my people. This is my land. That's my temple. That's, whatever it is. And so when these tragedies happen on this land, like Lahaina, and I don't know if many of you know, I don't know all of the details. I just know that there was a big, huge thing about children being missing. And I really don't want to feel into all of that again, because we are here with all of these very, very powerful energies, and I want to get into this in just a moment. And I do apologize. Thank you for listening. But it's when we go to these places, we want to honor the land and honor the people, and we want to be in complete honor of that. So whenever I was there, it is a complete honor. I know I've lived lives there. I know I've had lives there in Lemuria or whatever lifetime I've lived there. There's something so sacred about the land. The land knows me. The trees know me. I know the trees. It's kind of like this very beautiful, powerful synergy that is connected whenever I go to these places. And so whenever we started to do the work in Lahaina, and the gateways and all of this stuff, on the last day of the second day of having to go there, there was a huge, it's almost like I had to take all of the anger and all of the suffering and all of the pain and draw it up and through. And I know that sounds a bit dramatic, very dramatic, but that's what it felt. It felt like I had to sit in that, like it had to funnel through or something, because it was just I was like, I am not angry. I have nothing to be angry about. Like, I feel good. I feel happy. And then it just, like, you could feel all of the Lahaina, all of the families, all of the stuff coming through. And so after that, I had the next day where I felt much lighter, but then I had to do another collective healing that morning for about 5 hours, bringing in more healing codes, more stuff for the collective. So it was a lot of work, but it was beautiful, and I'm so grateful that I get to be a vessel and do this great work. And it was a great experience for me, since I've gone on this high priestess, shamanic, just multi-layered, multi-dimensional initiative path for the last, since 2009, of just opening and awakening and becoming, and slowly uphill finally getting to my spiritual path, and then thrusted onto the spiritual path to finally get to this place of peace and being able to hold this space for the masses. And I think that's what many of us, if you found this channel, it's what many of us are here to do, we've gone through hell, we've gone through the ringer, we've gone through the pain, we've gone through the suffering, and many of you may still be going through it. I'd encourage you to get energy work done, find somebody that you trust and love, but many of us are here to be pillars of light, strong pillars of light, and to hold and house those energies for the collective, so that they can see and know where they are going, so that they can understand that they don't need to suffer anymore. And so for me, it's been a great honor to just be here, to do this work, to do the inner work, to fight for my life from addiction, and to fight for my life through spiritual warfare over the last few years. Literally the grid wars and the frequency wars and the things that they can do to us behind the scenes. Like, it is no freaking joke, and it has been a fight just to stay alive in all ways, and not go to sleep, and not be just, tampered with constantly. It's a fight that you have to go into in order to regain your divine blueprint, your divine stardust codes. They literally start on August 7th. Stardust codes were coming in. This is the day before I left. Just stardust codes coming in. Divine masculine, divine feminine, holy union, balancing. I mean, it's never ending, and it's never going to end. You're not going to end. We are going to continue to go and to go and to go and to go, and our souls are just going to keep going. So whatever you've come to do on this planet right now, it's like, just do it. Just do it. Like, just be it and just do it. And I'm talking to myself too, as I'm looking at myself. Just come out here. Just be it. Having to go through so much stuff has been incredibly, it's challenging to be in a public place and stage, because people, I have no idea. I do have ideas, but I always think to myself, would you like to walk in my shoes? Would you like to walk in my shoes? Because I think a lot of people think that my shoes are very easy to walk in, and it looks good, and it's for many star seeds and light workers. It may look good. We're happy. We're go lucky. We get to do things, and it's like, you are going to be able to do those things too. You are going to be able to do those things. Your time is coming. Everybody has a time and a place when they get to be in that moment, in that time where they have finally crossed a threshold, and they get to sit in that energy and synergy of all of the pain and suffering that we had to go through. And we want to shine bright, not to be gloating or to be in a place where we're like, oh, look at us, we're so, no, we want to light this bitch up so that you can see, so that you can know, so that you can have a bar to shoot for. And I'd say go even higher than any star seed light worker that you see that you think is up here. I say shoot even higher, because the 20-year-olds, the teenagers, the babies, it doesn't matter. Everybody is lighting up right now, and you have the capacity and the ability to go as far as your brain and your mind will take you. You have to go through the heart, but you can do it. I believe in you. I trust you in all ways. I know the greatness inside of you, because I know what's inside of me is also inside of every single human. Nobody was left out. Nobody was left out. Everybody got the spark of light. It's just to have you covered it up with shit, with trauma, with pain, with suffering. I did too. I dug myself out of many graves throughout my spiritual awakening path. Many times I had to jump in a grave of my own doings in my own mental mind and dig myself out. And then lo and behold, you get to another level and there's another grave that you have to literally just dig yourself out of, because there's so much trauma and so much pain. But if I can do it, you can. If I can do it, you can. Like, there's no stopping any of you from getting to where you want to be. And we're all headed in the same direction. We might as well walk hand in hand together, you know? Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to keep going on this video, and I'll just tag the healing, the activation on here. So, all right, beautiful friends, let's roll. All right, so we're going to call in the Venetian Light Body Council, please, and just begin to work in these secret healing energies. We're going to work with these stargates outside right now. I'm going to clear you off with my feathers. I'm going to go ahead and just speak the language because it is so trying to come up. Alahta cinema, tilahati isinai, kulakiati isinema, tidedi isinai, kalati isinema, tilahati isinema, tilahadi isinema, kilahiati isinai, tudadi isinema, tilahati isinai, kilahiti isinema, tudahiati isinai, kulamati isinema, tidiati isinema, tilahadi isinema, tilahiti isinai, kalahadu isinai, kulapa the cinema, today the cinema, today the isinai, tilahadi cinema, qualahiera elikinema ade, kilamayati isinai, tiladi isinama, tilahayati isinai, ulakayati isinama, elikinema ade. I'm seeing all of you, many of yours, your wings are coming out, your gold and white wings are just flexing out like that. Balayati isinamai, please feel into them. Kalakondi isinamai. Cinemalati, cinema, Tulayati, cinema, Taladu, cinema, Dede Hilakinema Ade, Archangel Michael's right behind you right now, right in front of me, Kalokum de Sanai, Senabalabadui cinema, Gladi cinema, today, Kinamayati cinema, today, the cinema, today, the Sinai, Cinemalaputi cinema, today, the Sinai, Telahiata Sinai, Telahauda cinema, today, the cinema, Tielakinema Ade. Cinema putu cinema de esena de la de cinema petit cinema tilakia de esena de la kia de la crema de cinema puti cinema tila voti cinema tila de esena kila di cinema tila di cinema trapoti cinema tila hadi esena tila di cinema kula kia tu cinema tidi di esena kula puti cinema. Give me just a second. I'm gonna hit this, guys. Asinamale po di isinama kuleka te isinama tire peti isinama churukoya tu isinama tala de isinai. Asinamale kia te isinama tala hia te isinai tala te isinama kala hia te isinama chiukoya te isinama turu te isinai. Kulapo te isinama turu de isina tala hia kore te isinama tida kaya te isinama tia chita de ila kene di ila kene ma de kala di isinama tala de isinai.